Brought to you by
This,
eye
dude,
patches.
these are my last ones too. I gotta
No,
buy
those
new
are great. I
batteries.
think my wife has those. I've stolen them once or twice.
Oh my goodness. Well, I hope you enjoyed that upbeat, aggressive hip hop. Welcome back to another episode of Value Nation. You know what the show is. It's a show mixed full of random sequence of events just like life. Also, a show to help everyone understand the appraisal business and more specifically, the appraisal management business. We do like to keep things light, laugh, make fun of ourselves, mostly me, but also provide some numbers, information to understand today's market and how it can help you make real estate decisions while learning how some of it works behind the curtain. Charlie, what's happening, man?
My man, there you are.
It's a
Look,
mouthful. It's a
look at that.
mouthful to get through, but I feel
It
like
is,
I'm
but you
getting
know
better.
what? You
I'm
know
getting
what?
better
You're crushing it, dude. Every single time.
every week. Just a little bit better. That's all you ask for in life, right? Every day, just whatever you do, get a little bit better every day.
I don't know. Look, we both did our hair today too, so
Kind of, man. This is a nightmare. Like you're gonna see me messing with it probably the entire time.
unlikely. It's okay.
I'm gonna make fun of myself as usual, but my daughter's stepdad, like when my hair got really long, Mel Kiper. Like he because he starts like doing the sideways thing and he gets all
Yeah.
puffy and he would call me Mel Kiper. I'm like, I can't deal with that, man. Like if you know who
Me-
Mel Kiper is, I'm like, that is
yeah,
the
you don't want
insult
that.
of all
You don't want
insults.
that.
Don't call me Mel
That
Kiper.
thing just bows way up.
But that's what it does when it gets long. Like
He's been
there's a
rocking that cut for years.
easily 20 years, easily.
Yeah, I was gonna say decades, but I wasn't sure if it was that long. But yeah, the freaking guy. Mel Kiper.
I throw the glasses on, man. It's spot on. I should do Mel Kiper for Halloween, except for
The
all these only sports nerds will know who that is.
the draft aficionado. All right.
Finally, got the couch in the office now, man. It's done. Like the off, I just got to put some more stuff up on the walls. Like
You
we're
got
set.
art behind you. I see that.
Yep. You know, I got the wrong side. Got the diploma back here. Um, got the I actually finished something in my life. Got to show up. Live, go away. And that's you can't tell because it's blurred out, but that's the Chiefs winning the Super Bowl little newspaper front page thing back there.
Ooh, you got to have that on the wall. I actually went and got the first show in for the year at
Oh
the
yeah.
Connecticut Mohegan Sun
Live,
Expo.
go away.
Well, it's
This
actually
dog.
called the What the hell is it called? New England Mortgage Expo, I
You
think.
don't even know the name of the show you just went to?
I forget, man. There's so many listed on a sheet. Like I just feel terrible. But
But look at you. I'm proud of you. Hitting 2023 on the ground running, man. This guy could just dive straight into a show. So how was it? What's the synopsis? What's the vibe like in the industry right now?
so like that show historically has been pretty big for
Mm-hmm.
the group that puts it on, and like pretty big is what 2,000 plus people. I mean, it's
Yeah.
at a casino. It's the only problem with Mohegan Sun is it's super remote. You're an hour from any airport. Like
I've I've almost gone to that show actually. I remember that now. Yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about.
but I mean, people get into it, and I think there was about 28 or 30 exhibitors, but there was also at the same time a banking convention going on. So there was like two expo rooms or showrooms going on at the same time. So there's a lot of activity. Again, same group putting both shows on. So they did a good job of that. Made it seem like a really big thing going on, big show, and pretty well attended. Saw a lot of our clients. Um, a lot of the new ones, which is nice. But I would say that all in all, people are kind of like we talked about last time. People are kind of iffy about continuing to do the big booths for the shows,
Mm-hmm.
like even like Rocket. They've been a title sponsor for this group for a long time, and this year and they were for this last one too, but they're even kind of considering doing some things differently for the future. Just just uncertainty, and there's a lot of dollars being spent in marketing and these shows. So, like we talked about, getting the most bang for your buck.
Yeah, I think this is going to be a big year of shows being different in general.
Yeah, it will be, and
Shows.
that's I mean,
Mm-hmm.
and for a lot of us, that's been our where we pick up a lot of business or
Mm-hmm.
fill in a lot of our days. So I
You know,
don't know
what's
what I'm
what's
gonna.
new to me is from where I came from in like the first 7, 8 years I was in this business.
Yeah,
Like the shows we would go to are the shows where the booths, the exhibitors are nothing but like AMC's, title companies, insurance, MI guys, things like that. Like the lenders didn't have the booths. Like it's a totally different world going where like you got like guys like Rocket and like UWM, like the lenders actually having their because they're going after brokers and things along those lines. Like that was not a world I ever experienced before. So like the booths were nothing but us, and the lenders were there to attend the show and they'd come stop by your booth. So it's taken some getting used to doing the shows like a little, like where we
yeah,
have a booth and then they also have a booth too. Like it's different.
it's a lot different. I did get a little inside info on this new like the credit reporting. How they're how was it it's the big one. I'm blanking on their name. Equa
Equifax?
Equifax.
No.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Is that?
Equifax. Yeah.
Yeah, that's the big one.
Well,
Them
you
and it.
got FICO, TransUnion,
Oh yeah, FICO and TransUnion. Right.
and
Well,
those are
so
the big three: Equifax,
anyways,
TransUnion,
they started
FICO.
tiering like you get charged for getting your credit report, your credit ran, right? When you go in for a
Mhm.
loan. So now they're putting all the lenders in tiers based on basically how many they order
Based on volume. Yeah.
based on volume, right? Well, what was interesting is that the stat I heard was roughly 92% of the lenders are in like tier 3. Like over 90% of your lenders are in tier 3, meaning that their fees for running these credit reports that they have to pass on are higher than tier 1 or tier 2.
Mhm.
Now, tier 1's like examples like B of A or
I was
Rocket
gonna
or
say, like,
UWM.
what kind
Like
of volume do you have to be doing to bump up to tier two or tier
monsters.
three? Yeah, like,
Monsters. So like you can essentially like all brokers are in tier 3,
oh yeah,
you know. I forget I had someone had told me an example of tier 2, but there's it's such a small pool, and it's gonna affect how these lenders can sell their you know their loan programs rather, because like it's just
Mhm.
a little extra added cost to pass on to the lender to the borrower. So it'll be interesting to see some of the game. I've already seen some of the lenders starting to play this game, like on LinkedIn. You can see they're advertising, what their fees are for credit, running credit. How some of these wholesale lenders are trying to attract new brokers by cutting that cost. So there's just, I guess, everybody's trying to still kind of navigate it, but it was interesting to hear that that's how
Yeah.
that these guys are approaching it. Are your Chiefs gonna have a problem with the Bills in Atlanta
I mean, if that is what
if it
happens,
plays out? I mean, we're getting out
yeah.
of it.
So no, um, honestly, so like it's a
No
weird
home field
scenario.
advantage for either of you guys, and you
Yeah,
both love that.
I would honestly rather play the Bills. I think we've already beat the Bills 2 years in a row in the playoffs. I know they beat us in the regular season, but the past 2 years we beat them in the playoffs. We have a hard time with Cincinnati. I don't know what it is about the Bengals. And on it, like
They
the
just
Atlanta
lost
thing,
like a starting tackle or starting guard from last
yeah,
week.
but that was the same story with them last year. Last year
Yeah.
their offensive line was struggling. Everybody was getting pressure on Joe Burrow, and then they play us and we cannot sack the guy. We cannot say like something about I don't know what it is about defensive line. We are the only team that cannot pressure Joe Burrow, and it drives me insane.
Hollywood
But
Joe.
gosh, but we
My wife loves him. She's like, he's
so
so cute.
I went ahead and bought tickets. So like because I got season
Oh, you get
tickets,
your season the playoff.
and
You get like early
so
bird, whatever.
yeah, so for the Atlanta game, in case it happens, they are so you can start booking stuff. They already released those tickets. It was the same price as if it would have been at Arrowhead, so that was no different. And then like I got miles on flights, so all I've had to pay for that would be different so far was I booked a hotel room that I can cancel within 2 days of the reservation. If obviously if the Bengals win, the game's going to be at Arrowhead. As long as we beat the Jags, like this is all I don't want to get ahead of
Oh
ourselves.
yeah.
We still got to beat the Jags, but so no, I'll be taking G Money to Atlanta for that game. Just fly in Sunday morning, fly back Monday morning. If it does happen, I think it'd be a cool experience. It's almost kind of like going to a mini Super Bowl, you know?
Yeah, that would be really cool. I
Yeah,
mean, it would
but
be a tough game altogether. Me and my family were in the Poconos watching. We do this like delayed Christmas because we all have our extended families.
Yeah.
And so we all get to meet up on MLK weekend up there for like 3 or 4 days. And my brother, I did not have a team in the fight, of course, because my Browns, they threw it away the last 2 games. But my brother is a Niners fan, and my other brother is a Bills fan. They're both rocking their jerseys, of course. And so, you know what? I was that guy. I brought my Browns jersey and I put it on. I'm like, look, I'm the guy in the stadium that
Be proud.
doesn't.
Be proud. Yeah.
I'm just here. Like, not wearing any team that's playing right now. Make fun of me all you want.
Be proud.
Oh, so I did want to break a little news to you, my friend. You'll like this. Our boss doesn't even know yet, so he's gonna find out after this. I gotta call him. I'm going down at the end of this month to play for Team USA against Panama, lacing them back up again.
Football?
Yeah, like full. Like they're sending me the helmet and everything will be here like tomorrow with the jerseys, the whole nine. Yeah, I'll send you some pictures. It's wild. I got asked in December, before Christmas, like mid-December, and I was going back and forth. I'm like, can I still throw? Can I still do all this stuff? And so I messed around, went out, threw around with some people around here, and yeah, I'm gonna see how it goes.
Oh my goodness,
So,
Captain America over here. Let's go.
So what's cool is like this organization, AFE, they're called AFE USA. So they have like a men's team, a women's team, and they go and represent the US all across the world, playing against different teams from different countries, right? But while they're there, like you're there for like 4 or 5 days, wherever you're at. And you go and you work with like children's hospitals or little groups that have to do like people that are like less fortunate. Like you're bringing donations to them, you're working with them, like you're reading to a kid, probably with a translator because we'll be in Panama, but it's still cool.
Oh yeah.
So you're representing the country, and then you do a little like mini camp with kids one day, and then this game will be on like I guess it'll be on like their ESPN Deportes down there, and then it'll be streaming on YouTube and Hulu, I think.
In the Ocho.
In the Ocho, yeah, of course, the Ocho. It'll be in Obscure Sports Weekly. So yeah, I mean, at first I was like, what if I get hit like really hard? And can I? But because I'm 40 now, I guess everybody tells me it's downhill from here, but forget that, man.
You're the next Falco. Let's go, Falco.
Go Falco. So I guess
quarterback in history.
I gotta take off like 4 days the beginning of February.
Are you like the $1 million question is are you like pegged to be the starter, or are you like a backup? Or
I'm slotted as QB1 right now.
Ooh.
No pressure. So I know the OC. Like I was during COVID. Went out and we had a lot of extra time on our hands because I couldn't travel. So I went and did some throw around these camps for like the semi-pro team in Northern Virginia. And this OC is now the OC for this USA team. So he gave me a shout. He's like, look, he goes, all these guys. Like, you want to come out? You want to check it out? He's like, you think you still do it? I'm like, yeah, let's go. Let's ride.
You need a receiver, bro? 6'6" still can move.
Let's like gliding across the ground. Actually,
I can still move, dude. I still got the wheels.
Yeah? I've seen you kick the ball.
And you saw that form. You guys need a kicker?
You didn't pull a muscle, so I'll give you that.
I did pull a muscle. That was
in wingtips.
And the form was just beautiful. I mean, it was
with the suit. Yeah.
I'm a dual threat, man. 6'6", 215, still got the hands, still have some speed. Like, let's do this. Just throw me that fade in the corner all day.
You'll just be vaping on the sideline. All right, I'm ready, coach. Let's go.
Yeah. Like Mike McDaniels vaping on the sideline. Did you see him?
Dude, that was crazy. Yes! Was he really vaping?
Dude, he is one of us.
He's just like super slow-mo up to his mouth.
Well, it's like, who's the dude? What's LaFleur, the guy for the Packers? He's always got a fat dip in.
Yeah,
you ever notice that?
Yeah.
He's always got a fat dip in. like it's funny how like the cameras always try to hide it. Like on some golf tournaments, like Augusta, they'll catch like the caddy, ripping a lung dart, and then like, but you never see it on an NFL sideline. Mike McDaniel's like, "This was stressful. Got to
Yeah.
get that nicotine fix."
Should we?
All right, Charlie, I need numbers in my life. Give me some numbers.
I know you like numbers. You're a weirdo.
I am a no. Hey, this is a degree back here for accounting. If I could, the opposite.
Oh, I know. Yeah. Still weird, bro. All right.
Numbers. Give me the numbers.
So let's see. Checking out some recent Zillow data.
All right.
Ready to start the year off. They said that homes sold above list price fell. Homes sold above list price fell 28%, which is the lowest rate since June of 2020. Okay.
All right.
Encouraging.
So we're normalizing.
Exactly. It was a whole article on being the normalization of the market.
Nice. Not as much of a seller's market, even though it still definitely is. But
rates are fluctuating a little bit here and there, but they'll drop down, so it's attractive enough, but not enough for like the millennials. There's another article I read about millennials, just like 60% of them or 70% saying they're not even entertaining it right now.
Yeah.
And that's a huge buyer. That's a huge bracket of buyers, right? Let's see what else we got. Some other hot takes.
Or magic mortgage numbers.
Or magic mortgage numbers.
Mortgage
so,
out.
as you know, over the last year, we've seen a lot of investment properties, a lot of Airbnbs, appraisals being ordered, that kind of thing. So we're finally seeing some data on that. Individual owners account for approximately 72.5% of single-family rental homes, right? So then you sprinkle in all the LLCs, and that accounts for about 85 to 86% of the homeowners for rental properties. So that's pretty significant because there's so many major corporations out there the REITs that have been trying to gobble up just entire communities.
Mutual funds, investment firms, like they are heavy in the market purchasing up properties like crazy right now.
Yep.
And like they're trying to push legislation. Like how many states are trying to push through legislation on Airbnbs and trying to find a way to get more regulation in that field, in that market?
So many. Actually, I've got a personal story for that. Like I have a rental property in North Carolina, in Greensboro. And so each city is trying to figure it out. Charlotte has their own thing. Raleigh has their own thing. Winston is kind of going along with what Charlotte did, it looks like. And now Greensboro hasn't had anything going on, except for they want you to this point, they've wanted you to kind of abide by the rules of, what's it called? Like a bed and breakfast. So like they actually want the owner to be living there for a certain amount of the year. And I'm like, I haven't lived in North Carolina in like 12 years. So it's been a long-term rental up until now. And now it's flipped over to Airbnb, and only because they're going to kind of loosen up on that. And so we'll see. I mean, there's a lot of like the Final Four will be there in Greensboro, the men's Final Four tournament.
Really?
Yeah, a couple other like play-in brackets as well, and then for the women as well. There's a lot of activities going on down there, believe it or not. So, but yeah, they've been trying. The whole city wants it to be really hard to be an Airbnb. To your point, but I think the voting is going the other way. I hope. Otherwise, I got to find a renter. Lastly, I think another one we found was pretty good was, over the last couple of years, houses, they wouldn't even hit the market, right? They would never, like a true listing would be maybe just up as a formality and it's already sold.
Yeah.
So looks like Zillow's saying that it's taken roughly about 30 days now to sell a house compared to like 6 days last year.
Yeah. Days on market rising.
Yeah. Well, I'll say from an LO standpoint and a realtor standpoint, they don't love that. But from our standpoint, I personally think it's so much, it helps us. And
it's hopefully an indication that there's more inventory out there.
Yeah.
But that's definitely not the case in some areas. It's still nutty, especially depending on where you are and what price range you're looking at.
Right. There's a lot of that, around me in Northern Virginia too. It still hasn't corrected. It's corrected a little bit, Seeing a lot of get all the little alerts about price cuts because we
Mhm.
randomly will look at houses in the area too to see if we want to change. But it's price cuts of like 20 grand, 30 grand, and it's
Yeah, no,
still
that's
crazy expensive for what you're looking at. Hey, one one stat I found that we got that is pretty amazing. 5 million new business applications were filed in 2022. 14,000 a day. Hey, so what are we gonna do? Like, we
what are
need
we
to start
doing?
a
Like,
business.
I need to start a business, man. These Americans are entrepreneurs, baby.
There's a well, that's yeah, and that's the trend. Like, you've heard it over the last couple of years, like guys like Gary Vee and a couple of those other guys on like Spotify, um, and their own platforms, like pushing the agenda of, hey, go out and be your own person, be your own boss. The college experience is not necessarily for everyone, and I can attest to that. That is true. Um, but that is a crazy amount of new applications for like
Dude, that's
LLCs.
yeah, yeah, that's wild. I mean, and you don't know. It's obviously 5 million new businesses. How many of those are going to succeed and make it to year two? But I mean,
Yeah,
still, it's people are trying to do something. People are trying to get something going of their own. Good for us, man. Like we need to. Can we legitimize this podcast? Can we make this our own LLC?
yeah,
I
yeah.
believe we
What
are too connected to our parents' company.
We might be in. Yeah, we might have a few hoops to jump through there, but I'm with you. Like, I've got an LLC that I started, I think during COVID, but I wasn't a part of that. 5 million last year, but
Yeah.
I have had it.
I think that's still the residual effect from the COVID though, and people being at home and trying to think outside the box
Yeah.
and
Oh
get
yeah.
things
Like
going.
Etsy blew up. Now my daughter's found Etsy. Like, she's trying to put all these stuff in her cart to like reorganize her playroom, or now her playroom's going to be a chill room. I'm like, I'm
Bro,
like, I'm like, you're 10.
I have a confession to make too though. Like I recently got back into card collecting. Have I talked about this?
Like sports cards.
Yeah. So
Oh, my
all
brother's
right.
big into
So my family situation is slightly complicated. Like I got my daughter, obviously not with her mother. She's been long remarried and they have a son who's like 4 years younger than Grace, 3, 4 years younger than Grace. And like he's cool. Levi's cool. He's my dog. And he is at that age, 10, where he's super into collecting cards. And so he was talking to me about it. I was like, man, I gotta see if I can find my own collection. So I dug through the house, found my box, found a bunch of my cards from when I was a kid that I've kept. And obviously it's not the collection I once had, like obviously things happen as you get older, but it was like my
it.
Chiefs cards, my Royals cards, and some other random stuff. And then he was kind of teaching me about like how you buy them now. Because do you remember being a kid? Like they were like just the packs at the checkout line at the grocery store.
Yeah,
They were
with the
everywhere.
one single stick of gum in it.
Yeah, you got the
Remember those
bazooka
things?
gum, the
Yeah,
bazooka, yeah.
yeah,
But now it's different, man. You don't really buy individual packs. You have to buy them by the boxes, and there's different size boxes, like hanger boxes, mega boxes, hobby boxes, and it's kind of a wild world. But I've been hitting the eBay up, kind of keeping my eye on certain things. And like the other day, I probably paid too much for them, but it worked out. I bought like two small boxes of 2017 cards. Now, you know what year 2017 was? That was Mr. Patrick Mahomes' rookie year.
oh, draft year, yeah.
So that's what I was digging for. And I came out with two Patrick Mahomes rated rookie cards. And I was just like, let's go. Right?
So, did you look up the
Oh, yeah.
value?
Yeah. Yeah. So, like, and that's the other thing now is like, so the cards are raw because they're not graded. Like,
Yeah,
you have to send them to like PSA or one of these companies
yeah,
to
yeah,
grade them. And that's what kind of ups the value. But it costs like 30, 40 bucks a card to get graded. But like a PSA graded one, it depends. Like they range going from anywhere from sometimes only 80, 90 bucks to like 250, 300, 500. Because it's just the rated rookie. So it's not like a numbered card. Because sometimes you can get like the special edition ones where it shows on the card like 1 of 50, 17 of 50. Like
yeah.
those are
Okay,
the ones that really go for the big money. Like there was a decent amount of this rated rookies, but it's still a good card to have.
that's cool. Yeah, my
And
brother
plus,
does
it's my
that.
boy. Yeah, it's fun. It's fun. Maybe get lucky, get something that's really worth something. Just buy a pack or a box here and there. And
Yeah, he got real lucky. His neighbor was really old, and he was trying to find. He had these boxes, like the big boxes you use for like files.
oh
So he
man,
had
he
them in his
found like an
basement,
old
right?
lot.
Yeah, like 5 high, like 3 deep, And the guy's like, take what you want.
What old
My,
vintage cards?
yeah, a bunch of them. So basically, my nephew, if baseball doesn't really work out for him for a scholarship, he's set up. He won't have to pay for any college. He's
Oh
gotten a
yeah.
bunch of them are rated. He's has them in a safe, like in a safety deposit box kind of deal.
Oh yeah.
Like they're, dude, it's like, what
Th-
was the one he had? It
That's that's
was like
everyone's
Yogi
dream.
Berra and like
Oh
some
my
other.
god.
Yeah. And
That's insane.
my brother goes back to the guy and he's like, look, I feel terrible. I have to give you something for this. And he's like, the guy's like, no. He's like, just come talk baseball with me for a little bit. I'm like, this is like the story of the Sandlot. Like when the kid got the baseball and the old blind guy's like, just come talk to me. I'm like, I just keep asking, like, can I borrow like a box, like just to see what's in there?
Dude. But that's
It's crazy.
everyone's dream, man. I knew some
Yeah.
guys that did that. They owned like a collectible store here in town back in the day. And they would get tips and calls on somebody anywhere in the country and be like, hey, someone's got, random box. And they would fly to people's houses, look through their box, and then offer them a certain amount of money just for the whole box, to see what kind of potential was in there. And then it's
Yeah.
like, we'll give you, a few $100 for the whole box. And it's like,
That's wild.
then
That's
you find that one gem and it's, a $10,000 card
right.
done.
That's another one of those things that that guy Gary Vee was pushing on his agenda for the last couple of years. Go to a garage sale
Mhm.
and go haggle with some people. Pick up as many of the cards as you can or little memorabilia stuff. See what they're selling for on eBay. Make a couple bucks.
Is Gary Vee the guy I see on like Instagram and stuff? He's kind of
Yeah.
like a Jersey accent guy that does
Yeah.
that hits the
He wants to
garage
buy
sales
the
like
New York
crazy.
Jets. Like
Yeah,
that's his
dude, that
thing.
guy's
Yeah.
awesome. I
Yeah,
do
he's
like
awesome.
that guy. No, he's a fun dude.
He puts up so much content. He started like he was like one of the first like YouTube bloggers. Like did this thing
Yeah.
like Wine Library back in the day. He's got his hand in a bunch of different stuff, but yeah, he's really cool. Like you can learn a lot from him. Like he's got so much energy. Um, we should speaking of energy, let's blast some energy into this episode and get into your on this day.
Yeah, no, I'm sorry, man. I told you I'm under the weather. I'm pushing through today. You could tell by my eyes, man. My eyes are like the windows to my soul. My soul does not feel well today.
Isn't that what they say about dogs? Like dogs eyes are the
Oh,
window to their soul.
jeez, don't talk about. My dog knows when to bust out those puppy eyes when she wants attention. It's so
Oh
frustrating.
yeah, always. Mine too.
Works on my daughter every time. I was like, as a dad of a daughter, I feel like I've been hardened to that look because she used to do that stuff to me all the time too. That kid look where they're like,
Oh yeah, man. Girl dad.
and I'm just like,
I get
no,
it.
nope. I know exactly what you're doing, and no, the answer is no.
And then you
But
still did it.
anyways, yeah, eventually. And I had to make it look like I delayed it so it wasn't in direct effect or because of the eyes, and the kid face. But on this day, January 27th, 20, the seventh continent of the world was discovered. Antarctica was discovered by a Russian expedition, 1820.
Russia, the USSR.
The mother Russia.
1894, the very first college basketball game. University of Chicago beat Chicago YMCA 19-11. Ooh, barn burner.
Offensive explosion.
God, that's like before the 3-point line, probably.
Oh no, that's way before.
Way before. Oh yeah, 1894.
The 3-point line was it till like the 70s, wasn't it?
They playing with like a sandbag back then. Like,
oh man, Naismith was proud though. 1901, Pittsburgh Steelers, man, owner and founder was born Art Rooney. Welcome to this world, Art. Oh yeah, you're a big Steelers fan, aren't you?
No. I have a lot of choice words, but this is a family show, so I'm not going to bring them.
Yeah, I was going to say, do you call them the Blanksburg Steelers as well?
I got words for days. They get on my nerves. I digress. 1945. Soviet troops liberated Auschwitz.
Good
Okay.
day.
Good day.
Good day. Yeah, I feel like the dates don't end well, but we're hitting like some positive stuff here at the middle. 1973, the Paris Accord was signed, ending what war, Charlie?
Ooh, Vietnam.
Yeah.
Good morning, Vietnam. Remember Robin Williams in that movie?
Oh, yeah.
That was killer.
You remember Forrest Gump?
Well, of course. Yeah, it was kind of a big deal.
Where are you boys from? Alabama. I've been through Little Rock. It's a good town.
Bubblegum shrimp. 1984. I was 2 years old. Michael Jackson is burned during filming for a Pepsi commercial. What's wrong with Pepsi? They can't get anything right.
Dude, they went nuts though in the advertising. Like, did you watch that Netflix special about the jet?
The Jet. I
Yeah.
saw the. I think me and you talked about it previously, and I watched the preview for it on Netflix, and yeah, it's crazy. It was a kid, a kid, right? Not a kid.
Yeah, it was the
like a
Pepsi
teenager.
points. I specifically remember that commercial. I remember seeing it as a kid. I
Yeah.
remember that. I remember that ad campaign. And yeah, like it said at the very end, like it was like 1 billion points or however many it was for the jet, and there was no disclaimer. And so they they took it all the way, the battle. But I remember the Coke Wars or Soda Wars, whatever you want to call them, anyways. Like, remember how like hard Pepsi was pushing with all the celebrities that they were having commercials and stuff, and obviously Michael Jackson. Like, that was a wild time for advertising.
Is that
Really
wonder if that's the start of like his whole skin transformation?
Yeah, because I remember that was. I mean, I
Maybe.
wasn't born yet, but I definitely remember hearing and seeing stuff about that when that happened.
Yeah, that's crazy.
All right, and to round it up, 1986, sad day, was the Space Shuttle Challenger incident. That silenced the country. It really did. That was one of those things that everybody just sat there with their jaws open. That was not a great day. I couldn't really find anything, more current. Like, this is where the dates end.
You couldn't bring it back around after that one?
No, we ended on a sad note. But
all right, bro. I think it's enough rambling for us today.
All right,
had a great time.
QB1, take us home.
Number one in your hearts, right?
Oh yeah.
Make sure you all go out, like, subscribe on YouTube, click that little bell icon for us. Keep in the haps when all the new episodes are dropping. Check us out on IG, Facebook, and TikTok. Eventually, we will do a TikTok takeover of sorts.
We keep mentioning it, and
keep mentioning it, and we just keep don't doing it. But we'll get there. It's baby steps. It takes some time to get there.
It takes a village.
Takes a village. Well, maybe. That's what they say, right? Yeah. All right, man. It's been real. Thanks to everybody for listening. We'll see you next time at ValuNation Podcast.
Peace.